Colombian President Gustavo Petro has boldly declared that a boat recently targeted and bombed by the United States was carrying Colombian nationals, a claim that the White House has outright dismissed as baseless. This statement ignites a fierce debate about the true nature and consequences of the U.S. military actions in the Caribbean. Actions that have left at least 21 people dead across at least 4 vessels in recent weeks. The U.S. government insists these strikes, carried out in international waters, are directed against narco-traffickers engaged in illicit drug operations. Yet, the details remain murky. The U.S. has neither presented concrete evidence nor confirmed the identity of those aboard the attacked boats. This lack of transparency has caused friction with countries in the region, who worry that these military actions might violate international law. Here's where it gets even more contentious. The U.S. Senate recently voted down a proposal aimed at preventing then-President Donald Trump from authorizing further military strikes on these vessels. The close 51-48 vote, largely split along party lines, reflects sharp divisions in Congress regarding the limits of executive power in foreign military engagements. Petro responded specifically to U.S. Senator Adam Schiff's public opposition to the strikes. Schiff, a Democrat, backed the Senate measure to curb the president's military authority, reflecting concerns about unchecked use of force. As Petro put it, a new theater of war has emerged in the Caribbean. He emphasized all signs point to the last boat bombed being Colombian, with Colombian citizens on board. He called on the families of the victims to come forward and share their stories. Petro argued that this is not an operation against drug smuggling as portrayed, but rather an aggressive campaign linked to control over oil resources, one that threatens the entire Latin American and Caribbean region. This framing challenges the commonly accepted narrative and raises the question, is this really about drugs, or is there a deeper geopolitical struggle underway? Neither Petro nor the U.S. have disclosed specific identities of those killed in the attacks. The U.S. administration firmly rejected Petro's accusation, with the White House emphasizing its hope that the Colombian president would retract what it labeled a baseless and reprehensible statement. It acknowledged existing policy disagreements, but stressed its ongoing commitment to cooperation on shared goals like regional security. The U.S. claims these strikes began on September 2nd, targeting vessels off Venezuela's coast that were allegedly transporting illegal narcotics. Yet, such operations have sparked debate about their legality and broader implications, as explored in discussions about international law and military authority. This controversy is deepened by reports that the U.S. now considers itself involved in a non-international armed conflict related to these actions. This classification seemingly paves the way for the government to apply wartime powers, including the lethal targeting of individuals deemed enemy fighters, even if they are not actively violent at the moment. Moreover, President Trump has taken the step of labeling several drug cartels in Mexico, Ecuador, and Venezuela as terrorist organizations, a move that intensifies U.S. authority and latitude in combating these groups. And this is the part most people miss. By redefining these conflicts and escalating military measures, the U.S. is reshaping the geopolitical landscape in a way that could have long-lasting effects on regional stability. Is this a necessary crackdown on criminal elements, or an overreach that compromises national sovereignty and international norms? What do you think? Are these actions justified efforts to curb drug trafficking? Or do they raise dangerous questions about military overreach and respect for sovereign nations? Share your thoughts and join the conversation.